By the time you get to proficiency, you've already done all the grammar, so there isn't a great step up in terms of having to master new constructions. What you will be required to do is to carry out the same basic grammatical operations, sometimes simultaneously, and to combine them with a greater range of lexical structures. One of the most basic of these involves swapping an affirmative for a negative, or vice versa. You can do this, for example, with verbs. You can say, I don't remember, instead of I forget. With adjectives, it's quite easy, instead of it's not very difficult. With adverbs, I seldom go, instead of I don't often go. With quantifiers, there aren't many, instead of there are only a few. And with conjunctions, unless he's careful, instead of if he isn't careful. Let's take a look at an example. Many countries still haven't abolished capital punishment. Here we have to replace still not with is or has yet plus an infinitive. At the same time as we change from affirmative to negative, we're also changing from active to passive. And then we also need to replace the verb with an equivalent phrasal verb. Capital punishment has yet to be done away with in many countries. One very important case here is when you have to swap a comparative or superlative for an expression of negative equality, or vice versa. Instead of saying X is much or far more important than Y, we can say Y isn't nearly, or is nothing like, or is nowhere near as important as X. Aidan is far and away the best teacher in town. No other teacher is anything like as good as Aidan, or, including the noun in the comparison, no one else is anywhere near as good a teacher as Aidan. Using negative or restrictive adverbials at the beginning of a sentence will often require inversion. That means using interrogative word order. It's not often that you see a fighter so comprehensively beaten. In this sentence, we also need to replace the verb beaten with the paraphrase to take a beating. Rarely do you see a fighter take such a comprehensive beating. Hypothetical conditionals also involve swapping out affirmatives and negatives. The number of cases increased dramatically because the government didn't heed the warnings. Here we need to replace the verb heed with the paraphrase to pay heed to. Had the government paid heed to the warnings, the number of cases would not have increased so dramatically.